Yes, hey guys, Thunder E here, and welcome to our Man of Steel Redux review. This is our review of Man of Steel from movie came out 2013, and we're doing this because Batman v Superman is coming out, which is a sequel to Man of Steel, and of course, want to kind of give ourselves a refresher, and also you guys a refresher on what to expect. So, of course, I am Thunder E here, and from Booredatwork, and we have Mr. Lou Rod, who will be showing up in a second once he goes ahead and basically takes that image down. Yeah, there he is. Lou, how's it going, man?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good, good, very good. We'll be doing this as a series, so we're going to do Man of Steel. We're going to do Winter Soldier also, which is which is the sequel to previous movie to bless you,
Thank you.
to Civil War, and so on, same thing the X-Men movies. But let's start off with Man of Steel. So when you saw Man of Steel in 2013, what were your thoughts? The first time you saw it, I'm sure you've seen it a bunch of times. What were your thoughts then? Just quickly summarize it.
I enjoyed it. I had no issues with anything. It was a Superman movie. I had fun with it. The effects were good. Story was all right. The effects were great. I don't go into certain movies with high hopes. I just go in to watch them.
Okay, so you enjoyed the movie. All right.
Yeah, I walked out happy. I was like, okay, I got my money's worth out of this movie. It has repeat viewing factor if it's ever on TV.
Yeah.
It'll catch the attention.
Mm-hmm. I mean, everybody knows I'm a Superman fan, so I was going into that movie with high hopes. For me,
I don't know, man. I think you're an undercover Batman lover.
really, I have no
Batman life, all these little Batman toys. No, you don't really show much love to the Man of Steel.
I mean, really, what's that in the corner right there?
That's just one.
What's that in the corner right there? I mean, should I do this again, guys? Look at that right there again.
Oh, see, you also got John Stewart there.
Yeah, I mean, I like my goddamn superheroes. All right, let me get back to this video. Sorry. So anyway, with Man of Steel, I went in with high hopes. I was expecting a lot from the movie, and I thought it delivered for me in every aspect. I like the fact that it was. I like the way the movie progressed. I like it was not a pure origin story of he was small, then he got. I like the mix up at the beginning where they showed us Krypton. I liked all those things. The one thing I didn't like was the way Park Kent died. It's not the same in the comic books, and I also didn't like it just because Superman could have saved him. That's one thing that I just didn't like. Everything else in the movie worked well for me. I enjoy the ending. I was fine with the fact that Superman killed Zod. I was definitely fine with all the destruction in Metropolis, because for me, that's what a Superman fight has always looked like. There's a lot of collateral damage, and especially when he was Superman for, I swear to God, like 6 hours or something like that. So that was the thing that I enjoyed. What do you think about Henry Cavill as Superman?
He's fine. No issues at all. He doesn't look like Brandon Routh, but, that's a different movie, different take.
Yeah, Brandon Routh also was modeled to look like Christopher Reeves.
That's my whole point.
Yeah. I mean, like, I like Henry Cavill as Superman. I think he's really come to own the role. I mean, just watching him social media and the way he is, and also that's a character that is, a lot of people say Superman is boring and stuff like that. That's a character that I think is a very hard character to cast and act. Even Brandon Routh, anyone who's done that role, because Superman's character is all about nuances, very small, subtleties. Superman can't just go mad, because then, he just destroys like half a city or something.
He can't pull a Supergirl.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that on Friday. But it's not like Batman, where Batman you can show emotional range. It's anger, there's anguish. Superman is very subtle, and I like the way Henry Cavill did that. In terms of special effects in movie, this movie, for me, I don't know about you, for me, in terms of action sequences, this was the best action sequence in any comic book movie for me, period.
I could agree, because, the IHOP scene was fun.
Ooh.
The stuff in Smallville was pretty good. I mean, let's see. In Metropolis, he probably estimates about 100 billion in damage. Smallville probably close to $1 billion. You know.
No. Smallville. It's a small town, so you're looking at like 100 million in damages.
Nah, you know they're gonna try to raise that property value up.
Oh, I see how it is. You're thinking,
you know,
like
they got an alien in town. They're gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna increase this property insurance.
Wow, thinking like a true.
They're gonna capitalize, bro.
Capitalize. Okay, so yeah, to me, I think those fight sequences were on point. They really made the movie stand out, just in terms of how rich, you know, it showcased. Like, to me, that was one of the big things.
It did, and then I like the way, you know, they portrayed him flying and all the other little quick scenes that he did, like running fast to dodge bullets and all that. That was, you know, good work on Zack Snyder's part.
Yeah, just share some of the screens from Smallville here. I believe I have them. If I can share my screen, can I share my screen? And I was gonna hit a different button. There we go. So that's Fiora in Smallville. That Smallville fight scene was really dope. And then this is just a gif of, you know, Namek, you know, almost beating the crap out of him. And you're talking about Metropolis. This is where he and Zod. I love that action sequence. Even though, I mean, it looked CG, but I'm like, there's really no way you're going to play it out unless you're going to make it look like Thor fighting. And I think the way Thor fights, it looks very weak to me. So I enjoyed this very much. It was like, you can see the shock waves. You know, you can see how there's a scene before that where, let me stop this. There's a scene before that where he was about to punch Zod again, and a car landed on his shoulder, and he just, like, you know, like shoved it off. Like, so those are the things I really enjoyed in this movie. What about the supporting cast? Which are the ones that stood out to you the most?
No one.
Really?
I didn't really care for any of them. I like Mama Kent.
Everybody likes Mark Kent, okay?
You know, I don't care for Amy Adams as Lois.
Amy Adams as Lois Lane is it's okay. I mean, I think I don't like her look as Lois, but I like her acting as Lois. I think, you know, for Lois, she does a very good job, especially coming from the fact that we just finished having Kate Bosworth as Lois Lane with Superman Returns, and she just didn't mesh well in that movie. So I enjoyed Amy Adams as well. I liked. I mean, like, everybody. The supporting roles were small. Like, you know, Perry White, Lawrence Fishburne. He did a good job. Nothing spectacular, but he did what, you know, he was supposed to do.
He did what he was paid to do. I like the General.
Oh, General, yeah, General was cool. Even Hamilton was also cool. I wish he didn't die, or at least they didn't send him to the Phantom Zone, because he's very pivotal in the Superman storyline, especially when it comes to fighting someone like Lex or Brainiac if there's a Man of Steel sequel, because he worked at Star Labs. He helped Superman with a bunch of things, understanding Kryptonian technology and all that kind of stuff. So I wish he didn't go, but they sent him off to the fan. Maybe they'll find a way to bring him back. I'm sure they can write this shit up. They can. Yeah.
Once you go Phantom, you don't come back.
No, I mean, if he gets another crystal and he can create the Fortress of Solitude, then he can bring people back from the Phantom Zone. So that's all they need to do is somehow create a Fortress of Solitude, and then it's a wrap. This Phantom Zone is done. So I can see that happening. What do you think about the ending? You know, that whole action sequence. That's what a lot of people had a lot of problems with. They said action sequence was too long, and also, you know, Zod, you know, snapping Zod's neck. What do you think about that whole sequence?
Look, when you're put in the position he was put in, either you kill me or I'm going to kill you. And if I kill you, you can kiss the human race goodbye. You have no choice. It's like, get over it, people. He did what he had to do. Remember, he was only Superman for a matter of what?
A day. A day. He really was Superman for it. Remember, he just started to fly. And that's the thing. Like, I think, you know, Warren was telling me, it's like, well, Warren agrees with the way Man of Steel ended, but he was like, maybe they didn't stress it enough that really was just one full day that he became Superman. You know?
Yep.
maybe that was to me, maybe that might have been the problem with the movie, that they didn't stress the fact that, oh shit, I just found my parents, I got my costume, and out of nowhere, it's alien race just showed up out of the blue. So now I have to go and be Superman. I just learned how to fly, by the way, too. So just to let you people know. So I think that's one of the things where, like for me, I again, like that last sequence, the destruction, I expected that. My friend's wife said something that was really awesome about her review. She loved Man of Steel, but she said, I'm glad Superman is a good guy, because if this was real, we would be screwed. That was her reaction, just watching that whole epic, last battle. So, I think that's what they were trying to stress out there. And to me, I like that. And I think it made a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, I heard Juan's point the other, 2 hangouts ago, how, they should have left him alive. They couldn't. What were they going to keep him in? No conventional jail could hold this man.
And that's the thing. Like, Juan's point was he should have ripped out his eyes and flown him to space. I'm like, and that's what I said, Juan, that point will not work in this universe. Not even the movie. How's it going, Jackie? The fact that even if he ripped out his eyes, he still cannot put Zod anywhere. And if he's holding him flying to space, Zod can still grab him and still fight him all the way through to space. And it just now becomes a villain with super hearing that's now super enhanced because he's blind, and all these other abilities that are super enhanced now. And he's still finding a genetically trained warrior, which means his body will adapt to the lack of eyes.
And then for some reason, I feel that Zod had trained blindfolded.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, so that's the thing, is that at the end of the day, there were only 2 places to keep Zod: in the morgue or in the Phantom Zone. That's it.
6 feet deep,
or in another universe, pretty much.
And we see the other universe can't contain him.
Yeah, so that's why for me it just made sense that he had to die. And I get Juan's point, but this movie from the get-go was never meant to be cookie cutter. It wasn't meant to be, oh, this is how it ends. We have this very nice bow tie ending. There's this prison and all that kind of stuff. Like, a prison may be set up eventually after this, maybe Batman v Superman, because Batman maybe helps him with Kryptonian tech, and they find a way to make something, right? That kind of thing can happen. But Superman has nowhere to put anyone, and he doesn't even have his villains yet. So you're looking at somebody who just started the job, a day on the job, and then you're telling him that this guy's going to destroy the whole planet, and that you should keep him alive.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I get it. Most people weren't expecting this kind of Superman, because they were expecting to be a little bit closer to what they had before. But, it just made a lot of sense. So anyway.
I'm glad we didn't get a Christopher Reeve type Superman.
Really? Let me turn this off a little bit. Yeah, there we go. You're glad we didn't get a Christopher Reeve Superman? Or at least type?
It was happy, fun, and campy.
Yeah, for its time. Exactly. For its time, it was good, but not.
This was perfect. This is where this world needs to be.
Yes. Any questions, guys? Because we'll be rounding this up soon. Now, how I think this will affect Batman v Superman, we've already seen from the trailers all the collateral damage from Man of Steel is falling to Batman v Superman. I just watched a clip of that, Ben Affleck, where he said, there's a 1% chance. And then Alfred says, he's not our enemy. And Batman says, but not now. What about the future? What about, like, we've heard promises before in Gotham of people who are good and they become bad. Like that, I'm paraphrasing. And I think he's referring to Harvey Dent, Two-Face, who was his friend, who was a lawyer and then becomes Two-Face. Like those kind of things. And he's like, nah, I'm not waiting for that at all. And let's see, Jackie says, would you agree Man of Steel being a good movie but not a good Superman movie? It's a good Superman movie. It's just the beginning of Superman. Everybody tries to make it. I think a lot of people try to make it that, oh, it's not a Superman movie, but it is. It's just showing us an aspect of Superman that we've never come to see. It's his beginning. And in this case, his beginning is that he was thrown in He was thrown into the fire, and he did the best thing he could based on how his parents raised him, how Mark Kent raised him, and how he came to accept his own Kryptonian father. I mean, the story is about two fathers, right? Giving two different ideologies. His earthly father was like, no, you got to hide this stuff. His Kryptonian father was like, you're here to help these people. And his earthly father, yes, said, yeah, you're here to help, but you got to find ways to do it. And his father maybe just didn't express it to him to say, hey, you need to have a secret identity. But that's a father being concerned about his child.
Yep.
You know, and
just like his father got sucked away into a tornado.
And you know how the government is, man. The government finds you, man. They will keep you as a tool. That was what he was most afraid of. Daniel Courtney says the reaction of Man of Steel was a mistake. Critics comment down way too hard on the film. Only criticism, as you mentioned, was the length of the last fight. Superman needs to become more gritty. See, I would say the last fight was maybe a tad bit longer. Some scenes could be just trimmed off. You know, some people were annoyed that, you know, when Zod threw him through several buildings, that was unnecessary. I'm like, that is a standard in the Superman comic book. Go read one. Even the cartoon is just standard.
Jesus Christ. But people are just being picky now.
Jackie says, I agree it's a good Superman movie. I just hear that complaint a lot. Yeah, I mean, even Juan, I think, has stated it once. I'm not
but it's clearly stated, Man of Steel.
Yeah,
he's not Superman yet.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. To me, I look at it as that it was the growth of the character. And we saw the character, like, throw into fire, emerge out of the fire as Superman at the very end. And then, you know, he's trying to cope with everything he's there. And even this movie, you see this, you know. So from some of the early reviews are saying that you will cheer up watching Batman v Superman. That's what I've said. I saw a scene on Late Night Show with Diane Lane where she talks about, you know, be their hero, be there. And there was an extra line at the very beginning, and it's very sad. Like, the scene is sad. Like, literally, it to me, it's a scene where he's about to go to court, you know, the next day, and he flies to go meet his mom, and his mom is like, "You're not a killer, a threat. Like, I raised you." Like, that's where, to me, I was like, this is the moment saying, I don't care what anybody says, you're my son. And these assholes are telling me that you're something else. Like, to me, that is very emotional.
You got emotional.
Yeah, I mean, like, why? I felt it like deep inside, man. It was just
that moment just touched you, huh?
I know, man.
It captivated you.
Sorry.
Now, if you would have been hearing that lovely soundtrack,
I know, right? I mean, like, tears be running on my eyes. I'm like, that's my son. Jackie says, okay, I read Jackie. Game 07, what do you think of Spider-Man's entry Civil War? I mean, it was going to happen. We will talk about that later another time, but it was going to happen. Sam Lane says, Man of Steel is only the beginning because he isn't Superman. Yes. Touching moments. Yeah, it was touching. I've heard there are a lot of touching moments in this movie that, and I heard that, I mean, not heard, I won't spoil it for anybody. I'll just keep that away. I keep that as a spoiler. But I think the way the Batman and Superman fight ends is not the way people think. Some people think, you know, it may go one way or the other, or it may be a draw. I think it'll be very, very different than what we think. But
look, let's be real. If Batman has no kryptonite, he get his ass whooped.
Oh no, it's kryptonite. We know that it's kryptonite. But I think one of the things is that we're going to see some of that turmoils of him, not just the fact that of the destruction of Metropolis, but also him finding his place. You know, he finding his place in this world. Like, who is he for everyone? You know, is he the savior? Does he have to intervene? Because, you know, some of the comics that came out are like, you know, some of the governments are like, why isn't Superman like intervening in conflict here and there? And then, I mean, the word is, this one is not really this, but the word is that he goes to save Lois somewhere in the conflict. So everybody gets pissed. But nobody knows that that's his girlfriend.
Because he's going through the no-fly zone.
Yeah, exactly, that kind of thing. So it makes perfect sense, but we'll see how it goes. Next week, Tuesday night at around probably 2 a.m. in the morning, I will have my review, non-spoiler review, straight out of the movie, watching it in Boston. So I'm driving to Boston to go see it. And I will let you guys know what I think of the movie, the actors, pacing, that kind of thing. And then on Friday, Comic Crunch will be solely Batman v Superman spoiler review, 7 p.m. on Friday. So get ready, soak it in. And then that weekend, Saturday, I'll probably drop a video on Easter eggs, anything I remember Easter eggs in the movie, things like that. Yeah, so stay tuned. There'll be a lot of stuff from that. Any more questions, guys, leave it in the description of this, in the comment section of the video. Otherwise, thank you very much. Check out Mr. Lou Rod. Follow him on Twitter. It is, oh my God, Majin Rod. Really, keep changing the name. Someone's been watching too much Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super. And of course, it's Booredatwork. Thank you very much, guys. And always enjoy your entertainment.